Hello everybody and welcome back to Lone Oak Farm. So as promised in the previous episode, we're going to start off today's episode with a bit of feeding. This is not going to take very long because I've already done the mix, it's all here. 42,000 litres of power food or total mixed ration, which actually isn't very much, believe it or not. Although if you've been watching the series for a while, you'll probably know already that that is next to nothing. Because I think we have to have about 10 to 12 full loads of this to actually fulfill the requirements of power food, which is absolutely amazing. Okay, I did say I wouldn't bring things around here. I probably shouldn't do. I'll have to go the other way next time. The other thing I need to do today is go and check out the way we should go through the forest, because we need to basically create a road through the forest and just see if it is possible to cut through to the sheep farm. I have had a number of people say that you can definitely do it. Hang on, wait 1 second. This needs to be folded up. How do you do it? There we go. Yeah, because basically it does take a long time to go all the way around. There are two routes, pretty much, two routes you can go. You can go north on the mini-map, you can go all the way up to field number 13, and then across down from the store, or you can go through our fields and then cut across field 46 or 50, and then get to the sheep farm that way. So yeah, there are some shortcuts that we can take. I don't know exactly how it's going to work. We might cut through to where the barn is, or we might cut through to where the sheep are. I don't know, but we'll soon figure it out. What we'll do is send the drone up, and we'll be able to see from the drone exactly where the best place is to cut through if we can cut through. Hopefully we can do, but that's exactly what we're going to discover. That's all done, that's all emptied, so what we can do now is leave here. If I was to show you exactly how much we've given them, you'll probably be surprised, because it is next to nothing. Okay, we do need to finish off that field too. In fact, the ripper should still be going. Our position is back over here, because later on, if we do have time, we're going to fill it up with just silage, and then put that into there as well, because they could really do with some silage. But that is, yeah, if we have time later today. I'll turn the engine off on the wheel loader. There we go, and I'll just show you very quickly the amount of power food that we've given them. So it's not very much. We gave them 42,000 litres. That is split between the silage and the power food category, hence the reason why it's only at 31. So it needs 10 to 12 loads, I'd have thought, to work effectively. We also do need to give the sheep and the cows some water. I don't know if it's going to be today, but it does need to be done as a bit of a priority. So yeah, hopefully today. And then we need to, yeah, spread a bit more manure on field number 44. Yeah, the ripper is close to the end. It's been going for a while. Oh, and another job that needs to be done is to go into here with the wheel loader after we've done the silage and push the manure to this end where it can obviously put it into the muck spreaders. We have two muck spreaders, but only one of them is supported with the conveyor belt, which is not the end of the world. It's just it makes it a little bit harder to use the trike. Anyway, yes, first things first, let's go flying. So we know where this is. This is obviously the yard where we've just been. The intention is to buy number 37, which is that field just over there. In fact, it's not quite as dense as it looks on the mini-map. However, I think there are two layers. Yeah, there's two layers. So there is definitely, I suppose field 38 would be the wisest place to cut through. If we buy field number 37 and field 38, because I'm assuming you access 38 from 37, I'm not too sure. Meaning, the place we'd cut through is actually over there. Suppose we could cut through in two places. You can just about make out the fence with the ripper. Very small speck over in field 44. It's very close to completion. Here we go. So yeah, this is the cut through. This would be the cut through, because that is the barn for the straw, where you sell the straw. That is the yard for the sheep. So this is quite a good place to cut through and then just drive up the road and turn left. We can't really cut through over there because there is a stream, it would appear. I've never really been in there, so I wouldn't really know, but I can see some sort of water. So we'd have to cut through here, which doesn't look too challenging. I would say that is doable. So probably in the next episode, that is what we'll be doing. So we're going to have to get A few bits of forestry machinery. It doesn't need to be too much, but just some. Chainsaw. I suppose we could go all out with the massive Scorpion King, but it just depends how we're feeling, I suppose, what the best approach is. So I don't know. Leave your opinions down below, and we'll see. Yeah, this is good timing. It's about to finish, so we will put this away or move on to the next field. Actually, yeah, I could move on to the next field. That is not a bad idea. The approach I'm taking with this is I'm not really too worried about the fuel burn, because obviously we're going to be getting through quite a bit of fuel. This thing is going quite deep, not super deep. But yeah, because of the extra productivity, we get 10% more productivity, which might not initially sound like an awful lot, but if you think about it, say you got 100,000 litres of canola. If you hadn't done the ploughing, or the ripping in this case, we'd have only got 90,000 litres. That's quite a lot of money. That is assuming that it works that way. I don't know if that is like a bonus, or if that is part of the base cost. I'm not entirely sure. I've never fully understood how that works exactly, because it does say that you get 10% extra. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if there's like a flat rate and then you can get 100% more, or if you... Yeah, I think it must be that you get 100% more. Okay, I don't know. My example there might not have been very good, but you get the idea. Basically, we'd be throwing money away if we don't do this, so it's definitely worth doing. Even if it's not 10,000 litres more for every 100,000 litres, it would still be something fairly substantial. So you can see here, this is where we started the muck spreading. I wasn't using the trike for the reason I mentioned, purely because we couldn't load it up with the conveyor belts. However, we are going to use it again, most likely for the furthest field away, which is the one we're going to now, because it's got a much larger capacity, or at least it's got a much larger working width, and it's much faster as well, so we can get it done much quicker. As for that field just over there, yeah, we'll keep using the trailed spreader, because it does seem to be a pretty good spreader, and it would seem a shame not to use it. So yeah, they both have their own uses in different areas on the map. So here we are. I think actually the only place where I need to work on first is at the far end, because obviously there's loads of space here for it to turn around. It's not going to crash into anything. There's no trees. But over here at the far end there is a fence for the sell points, so that needs to be worked on a bit. Yeah, autosave. I'll probably go across 3 times or 4 times, we'll see. And I think, because the last time I didn't use GPS for this, and I made a bit of a mess, so I'll definitely use GPS this time. Let's just set this correctly. Ah, I'm going the wrong way. I think that's fairly straight. Yeah, that should do nicely. Let's just unfold it. I'm guessing it's going to have to be adjusted again actually, because I didn't unfold it. Let's just see. Yeah, there we go. Right. Just start the steering wheel straight. Yep, that's good. It's working very well. Yeah, so we'll go across here, back, across and back again. That should be plenty of space for it to turn around. All I'm doing is trying to avoid the work from crashing into this fence just here, this chain link fence, because it would be quite a mess and very expensive to fix. Now straight up the middle, and then we'll finally come back on the far side, and that'll be a huge area to turn on, keeping the workers well away from anything at all which could be crashed into. Okay, and finally, this piece just over here. To go down a little bit too late, but it's alright, because when it does the final piece just over there, it will cover that ground, so yeah, it won't be a problem. and then we'll get it set off going up this far side, and then really we should be able to just leave it alone. It's got plenty of fuel and there is absolutely nothing to refill, so yeah, crack on. There we go. Right, so we'll turn GPS off. We don't need that anymore. However, the worker does. Hopefully that's good enough for it. So yeah, we have this predicament. We're basically starved of manure. There's nothing else to push in there. No more to put in because it's all stuck. It's all stuck on the wrong side. So yeah, like I said, we need to do the silage first because yeah, it's not very hygienic to put the fork into the manure and then put it straight into the silage. We'd have to wash them in between, but we'll just do it this way around. It will make it easier. So let's just start this thing up again. So there we go, that's 42,000 litres, much faster doing it this way than it is to keep travelling over to the trough with each load of the Liber. Liber? That is the correct pronunciation, I think. I'm sure it is. The way that I always say stuff can sometimes sound a bit strange to other people. Because that's the thing, there are so many different pronunciations for different words. Like, there's aluminium and aluminum, and there's things like... well, there's tons. Now I think about it, I can't think of any, but yeah, carburetor and carburetor, that's one. There's a lot, and zeta and zeta. There's actually loads. So yeah, you might sometimes think that the way I pronounce something is a bit strange, but then there are a lot of other people who would say it the same way as me, but then there's a lot of other people who wouldn't say it the same way as me. So really, the way I've learned to tackle this on YouTube is just to say that there are a number of different ways of saying different words. Okay, this might be a little bit tricky. The front loader is actually in the way, if I'm honest. Hopefully we're going to get in here, that's good. Right. So yeah, 42,000 litre silage boost, which actually should go quite a long way. Where are we? Here we go. I don't think it'll turn it green. It's going to stay amber or orange, but yeah, we'll see. Yeah, but it's still a boost, and yeah, the productivity is still remaining at 99%, pretty much 100. So all is well, which I'm very pleased to say. Right, so back over to the wheel loader. Let's bring it over, and hopefully we can resume the operation of loading up the muck spreader with manure. We actually do have a very large swimming pool here as well, which obviously we're going to have to use because it is super full. In fact, is it 100%? It is 100% full. 750,000 litres. Nice. Very, very nice. We are also running out of hay. We're very low on hay bales, which is a bit of a shame. So very soon we're going to have to do another batch of hay bales, which I think will take off this furthest over here. The one in front of us. Shouldn't be too difficult. So yeah, that's another job for the, well, for the to-do list. We keep putting them on there. Eventually we'll get through the to-do list, and then there'll be more jobs for the to-do list. So it's a never-ending job. Anyway, yeah, just bring another 10,000 litres over. Why not? Might as well do. There we go. Yes, that'll boost it a bit. Still amber. Now for the manure. Time to do some muck pushing. all I can say is please fit through the door. Good. Yeah, so my intention is really just to push it, if we can do. It's very heavy stuff. Wow, it is actually really difficult to climb this. My foot is to the floor, we have no wheel spin at all. Gonna have to just shake the bucket, or the muck fork or silage fork, to get it to move. There we go, now that should work. There should be no issues here. So we'll start it up. Perfect. Only, well, a few more loads to move. We've got quite a bit to move. In fact, what I might do is try and turn around in here and drag it back. That could be a good approach. Because it's only just out of the trigger, out of the region for it to pick it up. So if I go like this and then just reverse and drop it again, it should pick it up. I think it's taking it. Pretty sure it is. I suppose the key here is not to make it too steep, because otherwise it is going to be very difficult to get back over. Okay, things have ground to a halt because we're full. We've got 32,000 litres here, so we'd better go and spread it. And once the supply of manure is depleted, we'll have to move on to the slurry. There actually isn't that much manure in here, so it's not going to take us too long to do this. Just try and cover some of this headland. Well, that's that done. We actually do need to put this back underneath here though, so we can continue emptying the shed. However, the other field is not going to be spread with manure, it's going to be spread with slurry. So, I think what I might do is actually... yeah, just... actually, that seems to have stopped. That shouldn't have stopped. There we go. Get as much out of there as possible. Yeah, so the liquid manure storage, totally full, 750,000 litres. It needs to be sucked out of there. So yeah, this is the machine for the job. At a guess, I would say, well, we can't use the Fendt because that is in use. Do you think the John Deere is big enough? 7430 premium. I don't know the horsepower of that, so I'm gonna have to check. I don't know. That requires 150. Oh yeah, that should be enough. That really should be enough. To be honest, when it comes to John Deere and horsepower, I wouldn't have a clue. I don't know if the model number reflects it. Yeah, 190. Good. Okay, so that's going to work. We'll take that off of there. And we'll stick this onto here. Yep, this John Deere is certainly getting the grubby jobs, that's for sure. Good. And then, yeah, we'll just suck out... oh, wait. Oh, it's already full. So, on top of the 750,000 litres, we have another 15,780. We certainly have no shortage. I wish we could sell it, actually. I really wish you could sell some. Well, all we can do is spread it on the land. So that is what we're going to do. First load over to field number 54. Oh yes, I'm getting better at these numbers. 54. And it looks like the ripper is actually almost finished. It's really got on with it. It's actually done it faster than this field here. Although this field is massive. But yeah, talking about field 44. It's done. Nothing that needs to be done to it now. I think we'll cultivate it in a few episodes time and then we'll drill it. But yeah, it's fine now. The manure can work in. Just leave it there. The same for field 54 when we're done with it. Yeah, it's about 2/3. Yeah, 2/3 of the way across. It's doing very well. So let me just do this. We'll see how much we can get on here from one load. I don't know how far one load of this goes. I always thought that slurry went further than solid manure, but we'll see. Is that straight? I think it is. Yeah, straight enough. Off we go. Hang on, no, wait. There's a serious problem here. The working width is wrong. Yep, that's much better. So, yeah, always set the working width after it's been unfolded, I think. That is where I tend to go wrong. And it's consuming it incredibly quickly, so I think what we're going to have to do is invest in a slurry container, basically a tanker or a container which we can actually bring over to the field to fill it up from there instead of going back to the yard every time, because that is getting through that super quickly, and the capacity of the tanker isn't really that big in the first place. We have the money, so we're going to have to invest into in one of those, because otherwise we're just going to be spending so much time travelling to and from the yard and we're going to get nothing done. I'm just doing the bottom piece again because I think we might be able to get a worker on this job. If we can get a worker, then we could do the carting of the slurry. It's going to have to be, I would say, that sort of container thing. I've never really used it before. I've used it a few times in multiplayer, but never really in single player. To be honest, I've never needed it, but yeah, for the first time, we are going to need it. So, again, we're going to have to allocate a tractor to the job. I don't know which tractor to use, though. Really, we don't have enough tractors, even though it looks like we do. We could do with another one, and I don't know what tractor to get. That is the issue. 8% left. So close to empty. I think if we hadn't done the bottom piece, we would have done just over, down there and up again. We'd be on our third or second time down. There we go. That's empty. Right. So yeah, if we go into the slurry category, I believe there is one. Slurry. Yep, that's right. Yes, this thing here. 55,000 litres, that sounds pretty good. We could always go for something like this, but then I think I'd prefer to keep the smaller one. Yes, if we buy it, it's actually really cheap. What colour should we go for? Something bright. Yep, that should be good. I've just cycled through my machines, and to be honest, the only tractor which could really pull it is this one here. Except for the 9RX, which I'm not going to pull it with. So I think we're going to have to buy another tractor. Well, I've looked and I really can't find one. The biggest limitation is the money. If we went for something old, we could still get something powerful. But yeah, it's pretty difficult. And of course, trying to keep the brand correct for the region, but that might be difficult too. I'd love to say the fast track. I really would. And I think I might do. Because it's just going to be perfect for carting that massive container full of slurry. Let's see what I've just chosen. I think it's going to be good. Ah, look at the colour match as well. I didn't even think about that. That is astonishing. I didn't even think that the colour would be exactly the same. Wow. I suppose it's not exactly the same. but it is close. Well, there it is. The great big slurry container. The really good thing about this one is the speed. It can do a very high top speed. I think 48, yeah 48, that's pretty good. That is impressive, considering most of our other tractors are 26, so that is not bad at all. We can really cart at some speed. And that does feel very fast in a tractor. Can we make the turn before the car comes? Most likely, because it's going so slow, but no, I won't risk it. Slow cars. Very slow. Yeah, if that was a standard map, I would have been able to turn. Because they go, I think, 10 miles per hour faster on this map. Which is a massive improvement, but really, still not fast enough. I'm guessing I'd be right in thinking you need this tanker too, to actually ferry it over to the container. Like I said, I very rarely use these things, so I'm not quite sure on how it is done. I have used it a few times in multiplayer, but yeah, I think it's come back to me now. I'm pretty sure that you have to use this tanker to take it over to the container, and the container stays at the field, and then you fill up the slurry spreader from the container. So it's all a bit of a... yeah. It's all a bit of a system that needs working out, but I'll get there slowly. I do like that. I think that's always been good, the way you can see it filling up. It almost looks like chocolate milkshake. Okay, probably too much information. If only it was. Can you imagine a tanker load of chocolate milkshake? Mmm. I guess you're supposed to not move the tanker or the container once it's full, but I am going to, just because I want to. Because otherwise it's going to take us ages to take it all back up there. If we just do it here, it would be much quicker. I don't know, maybe it's because it's too heavy. It probably would be too heavy once it's full. Slosh over the side. That was a full tanker load, and as you can see, it isn't very full at all. So, it appears to be about 50% per tanker load. Yeah, we'll go back for another. I wish I could just fill it straight from the slurry pit, but yep, that's not going to happen, I don't think. Yeah, the fast track would have been much easier in here. Load number 2. Well, this slurry storage point, or pit, should definitely go down pretty quickly. It is filling up, but I don't think you can see it going down. Well, you can, just about. A very, very small amount. But there is just so much in there. Anyway, that is almost full. There we go. Over to the fast track again. And this will fill it. And then we're going to have to just do shuttle runs to the container once it's set up. We have to initiate it from here. There we go. Yeah, you do shuttle runs. I'm thinking about it, I have seen this done in real life. And yeah, the container was just basically parked in the field, and there were trucks coming to it, filling it up. Some lorries would come into it every now and then. Keep it topped up. So yeah, it's a system which does work once you get the hang of it. There we go. Okay, let's make a move. Like I say, I don't think you're supposed to move with it being full, but we are going to, just to start off with, otherwise it's going to take so long to keep carting up there. I would have thought putting it here would be the best option. So there we go. Hopefully that'll be good. Yeah, as you can see, now I've taken it off. There is no weight on the wheels, which is exactly how it should be. I don't think you should ever transport it with weight on those wheels, because you would absolutely snap the axle in half. You see, I'm learning a very good quote from Ralph Wiggum. You see, every episode seems to have a quote in it at the moment. Good. Right. Let's leave it there. I think it would be a good idea. Too much excitement for one day. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video. And until next time, see you again very soon. Bye for now.